Hello, I am Annabelle Carrot Nouri, the founder and author of the Urvalues Life Guide, your universal life guide towards peace and happiness. Come and find here meaning, enthusiasm, peace, stability, inspiration, motivation, courage throughout all these ideas and stories. Hello, today a podcast on anxiety. Now, anxiety has been a very, very big topic recently, especially amongst youngsters, compared to 100 years ago. For instance, the level of anxiety and stress in students today is equal to psychiatric patients about 100 years ago. So the level of stress is real and anxiety. Now, anxiety is basically a body alert. You have to understand it's your body telling you something is not right. Something is not right. I need help. So it's your body caring for you, telling you you have to find something to change in your life because there's something not right, and I'm just warning you because I want you to live. So if you view things like this, first of all, when you have anxiety, you will feel a bit more comfortable, okay? Stress compared to anxiety is very different. Stress generally has a trigger and is in the instant moment from an action. Something right now is stressing you and it's just on that moment. And once this action is done, it's over. Anxiety is not obviously triggered by something right now. Okay, it can happen generally when you have had traumas or bad experiences in the past. An event that is recurring and that is linked to a trauma you have had, or different fears. It could be abandonment, it could be fear of anything, but it generally is when you're not in the present moment. Unlike stress, you're going to feel very tense, very irritable, whereas when you're anxious, you have this feeling that I know, by the way, that is horrible. This feeling of emptiness, of being alone, even like as if death is arriving. It's that feeling when you, for instance, are in a very warm bathtub, super, super warm, super comfy, and suddenly the bathtub empties and you're naked, freezing in an empty bathtub. This is the feeling of anxiety. And the thing is that you are the only one feeling this feeling at the moment. It is something that is not tangible. Nobody else. You could be in the same room, someone sitting next to you. Someone is feeling super great and you're feeling super anxious. And the objective situation is you're just both of you sitting in the same room, but the subjective point is that that person is feeling happiness and you're feeling anxiety. Now, this is one thing that is good to know. That means it's, how can I say, you can change it. It's not pure reality. It's not tangible in this present moment. It's just you. It's your brain. And it's just an illusion. Doesn't mean that you are, if someone is feeling anxious, you shouldn't tell them it's an illusion. No, it means that it is generally linked to a cause when you're thinking about the past or the future. You're not in the present moment. This is why it's important to meditate, to be conscious. We're going to see in the solutions to overcome anxiety later on. It's just an illusion. It's just not in the present moment. And generally, anxious moments like this, of emptiness, of being very afraid, come right before a great moment, just like an arrow on a bow. You're being pulled very, very far away to go very, very far forward. But when you're at that lowest point, generally, this is the moment people commit suicide. People don't know that it's just an illusion, don't know. They take it as something that's real and they say to themselves, I'm shit because I have anxiety, I'm not worth it, and they don't know that good is coming. Life is just cycles. So if you have bad at some moment, you're going to have good after. And after good, you have bad again. And when in the bad, you learn. And tell yourself that if God or life puts you on this path of going deep, deep down, life believes you have to learn something, and life believes that you can overcome this, okay? So be aware, always have hope. When you do a suicide attempt, I've done many, it's when you believe there is no hope. There is no good after. And it's not true. There is good after. So you're going to go far away, far forward. Don't worry about that. And you just have to go right through it and learn your lesson. And the fastest you go through your anxiety, the fastest you will learn the lesson. And the fastest life will take away this. If you don't accept your bad moment, life is going to put you through this again and again and again until you learn your lesson. Just realize it's not you, it's just a warning of your body, of life trying to speak to you. You're great, and don't get tricked by your anxiety, my dear, please. And there's a saying that goes, if it is ending in a bad way, it means it's not the end. So if it's in a bad way, it's not possible that it's the end. It always ends in a good way, okay? First of all, anxiety, when you are doing drugs, if you do drugs or alcohol or any other addiction like eating disorders, I know it helps on the moment when you're feeling bad. But again, go right through. The scariest path is to face your fear of anxiety, this fear, and this is the right path. The right path in life is the difficult one, the one you're afraid. So if you're constantly escaping your anxiety, you will never heal. I know it's difficult. I know. When people were telling me this, I thought that, they're crazy. They don't know what I'm feeling, But in fact, don't be afraid, because on the other side of the door, if you do that step to face it just 1 second, you'll realize it's a small little kid and it's just you, your baby, you trying to have a hug, trying to have love, trying to heal this anxiety you've had. It's just you. So hug yourself, hug your little you, and tell yourself it's okay. So face it. So stop drugs and alcohol or any addiction that is making it worse on the long term, okay? And people who say anxiety is a personality trait, like being mean or being happy or being anxious or not, it's not a personality trait. It is a trauma that you can heal, and it's not a fate. You're not doomed, okay? Meditate. Now, I repeat it all the time, but meditation is the base of everything, is just being. Meditate to be in the present moment, to be conscious, the first value of your values, and find your meaning, fourth value of your values. When you find a meaning, generally you're anxious because you have the time to be anxious, okay? You need to find your meaning. When you have your meaning, it's something you love to do forever. You love to do so much. You won't have time to think. It will do you good. You'll be focused 100% on that. And if you meditate regularly, you will always be in the present moment. And therefore, with this objective point of view, you're just in a room. You're not going to be in the past, depressed in your head, or in the future in your head that doesn't exist. The past is already gone. The future doesn't exist. So you're not future anxiety or past depressed. You're not going to be. You're going to be in the present moment. And all of these thoughts will not exist. You won't have time to do that. So please focus on that. That's it. That's a short podcast for today, but I think it's an urgent message because so many people are going through this. I went through it. Try not to take medication, please, because then you get addicted and you don't know how to live without. The key is to not be anxious naturally, because once you stop the medication, then what? Then you're going to go back to this anxious state. So please try and do it naturally, as I said, with medication, plants. Plants, with meditation, with finding your meaning. By that you can do journaling or mind mapping, draw, think about what you wanted to do as a child. You have many hacks in my life book, my life guide, and you can get it on Amazon, okay? And you have many hacks also on my Instagram page, on my YouTube page. I wish you a beautiful day. Stay strong. Congratulations. Thank you for listening to this podcast. I wish you good. I wish you a good life, and I know you can do it, okay? Please stay strong and see you next week on the next podcast.